beating Sporting Lisbon yesterday. It was not a great performance, I'll be honest. It wasn't beautiful football, it wasn't pretty, but it was effective, right? Typical Arteta ball. And the Gunners got the job done. So, all Arsenal fans, including myself, were super excited today because this is how you win the Champions League, right? It's not about flair all the time, it's about being ruthless. We had really one good chance at goal, and we took it, apart from the offside goal, of course. But Havertz, the man for the big occasion, I'll be honest, when he was through in goal, I wasn't 100% confident that he would score, but Havertz being what he is, he's a man for the big nights, right? He won Chelsea the Champions League a few years ago, and he stepped up for the Gunners. So I want to know what you guys think. Like I said, it wasn't vintage Arsenal, it wasn't a great performance, but this is how our season has gone all year. To be honest, haven't been playing brilliantly, but our defense, our keeper keeps us in the game, right? Raya, and we got the win. Which again brings up the argument: if Arteta played Raya in the FA Cup and also the Carabao Cup final, we probably would have won a trophy already this season, right? When I reference that, I mean the Carabao Cup because I believe that Kepa made those crucial mistakes and couldn't play out from the back, couldn't distribute properly, which resulted in us losing the cup final, right? I think we could have taken it to penalties and we could have gotten a result against City, but again, Arteta, right? Arteta decided to be sentimental, use emotions as opposed to being ruthless because I understand why he kept Kepa as a starting keeper in the cup, right, including the final. But at the end of the day, your loyalty lies with the fans who've been waiting so long for a trophy, right? It's yeah, it can disrupt the dressing room, and then Kepa could feel betrayed and let down, whatever. But who's more important, right? It's about the fans. It's about us waiting so long. But I'm not going there. I'm just let me focus on Arsenal versus Sporting Lisbon. I did enjoy the performance, even though it wasn't entertaining football, but it was controlled, it was effective, it got the job done, and we got the result, right? Like I said, in terms of being super entertained and just thrills and end-to-end stuff, that's not Arsenal this season, right? Arteta has really decided to play the handbrake on for most of the season and keep it really controlled, keep it tight, and really go for it in the last quarter of the game, really the last 20 minutes, and that's when he brings on the subs like Martinelli, Kai Havertz. I'm realizing now he doesn't trust Jesus a lot and he doesn't look as fit as he used to. So I'm expecting players like Jesus to leave in the summer. Perhaps Trossard as well because we need an upgrade on the left hand side. I expect Odegaard also to be moved on at some point. Um, but yeah, no overall good performance in terms of getting the clean sheet and the result. And one of the things that's true about Arsenal is that our best players are literally our defenders, right? Our best players are the defenders, David Raya in goal, the back four with Gabriel, Saliba, Jurien Timber, Calafiori, and I think Calafiori has actually been passed by Nkapie, so not so much Calafiori, but Nkapie, and of course Declan Rice sitting in front of the defenders. So yeah, our best players are our defensive players, our midfield, and no surprise, right? So that's why Arteta is sticking to the strengths, maintaining control. Um, I do think he has a big decision to make around Zubimendi because Zubi has not been playing well, and I believe Declan Rice does a lot of what Zubimendi does, anyways. So there's a big question around Zubimendi and how we use him going forward. But like I said, overall, really pleased with the team. The team, really stepped up when we needed to. Um, a big thing was the two losses, right? We came in after losing to Man City, then we lost to Southampton in the FA Cup. So we needed a response, and we got it, right? I saw Jamie Carragher not so much criticizing, but kind of lamenting the fact that we didn't really perform well, and he's right. He's right. So no arguments about that. But I like Thierry Henry's response, right? It's ultimately all about next week because this is just the first leg. What really matters is how we perform next week, right? how we perform next week. Are we going to get a result? And I believe we will. We will get some players back. We will get Saka back, and hopefully the best version of Saka. Hopefully we get Eze back as well because we are missing Eze. Speaking of Eze, it was so obvious that when Odegaard came back in the team and he plays, it's just so much slower, right? He's not as dynamic. He plays the ball sideways, backwards, and Odegaard just lacks that speed, the trickery. Like, yeah, he can do a great pass, but he cannot really shoot from outside the box. He's lost that. Um, he's just not as good as Eze, and we lack that creative spark. We lack that person who can do something out of nothing, right? And Max Daumann was brought in to do that, but of course he's still 16 years old. But with Odegaard, we lose a lot when he's starting, right? We don't look as fluid. We play a lot slower. But hopefully Eze comes back in pretty quickly, and I believe Odegaard is probably going to be moved on at some point from this team because I think the current version of this Arsenal team has moved past Odegaard, right? He helped us get to this point, but we have other leaders that are stepping up. We have Declan Rice, we have Gabriel Magalhaes, who I believe will take the captaincy in the future. And Eze, of course, was brought in. So overall, guys, yeah, pretty excited. I think the important thing about this game was not so much the result because with a 0-0 draw at Sporting, I think most fans, including myself, would have taken that as well. But the key thing here was building momentum, building confidence for the game against Bournemouth because this all has to mean getting a result and getting a win in the Premier League, right? Because at the end of the day, this is what we really want. We want the Champions League because no, we won the Premier League because we haven't won it in so long, right? So we won the Premier League. I think it's 22 years or 24 years since we last won it, and most fans, including myself, if we just get the Premier League this season and that's it, we I would take this or I would take that. So yeah, I think the win against Sporting was important because it helps us build confidence, build momentum, and get ready for the major and final push in the Premier League, and that's what it's about. Hopefully, Chelsea can do us a favor. They drop points against, they help City drop points against Chelsea, and then we can get the win against Bournemouth, and we're looking good in the Premier League, right? So this is a final stretch, guys. I'm excited. I think our season really starts here in terms of pushing and finishing strong. Will they do it? Yeah, I believe we will. I think we will just get over the line in the Premier League. In the Champions League, anyone's guess, right? I believe we could beat anyone on our day. We've already beaten Bayern Munich. We've already beaten Atletico Madrid. I believe we are a very good matchup for Barcelona because of the way they play, especially their high line. We have more control, and then we can quickly counter them and then do well, even at the new camp as well. So I'm excited. I think, yeah, this is going to be a really exciting couple of weeks for Arsenal fans. And I'm just looking forward to seeing what the boys do this coming weekend because it's really about the Premier League. If you can win the Premier League, we can kick on. And like I said, especially if Pep leaves and Man City tends to decline, then we will see this Arsenal team becoming a force, like more or less dominating English football for the next few years. So between Arsenal and Liverpool, I really think we can be the team to beat for the next few years and dominate for years to come, right? But we have to build upon this, recruit some superstars, especially in the front line, because that's where we're lacking. We lack star quality in our attacking lineup, right? If you were to put the team of the year together, either in the Champions League or the Premier League, would any of our Arsenal's attackers make that team of the year? Probably not, right? Like I said, our best players are in the back line with Declan Rice in the middle, right? Gabriel, Saliba, Jorian Timber, the keeper, and also Incapie. Calafiori still needs to get back to his best form, but I would put Incapie above Calafiori right now. But we need some star quality. We need some really good players, and especially in the flanks. Saka has dropping off so bad this season. I think there's too much pressure on him. I think he takes on shots that are not there. He tries too hard at times, and he's trying to impress because he's now the highest paid player at the club. So he's trying to force things at times, which is not there. But I'm not sure throwing shade at Saka. He's been our star boy for so long. He's carried us. for so long. This guy deserves his credit, and he has credit in the bank, right? So overall, I think we need some reinforcement, especially in the summer, to help our attack. I would keep Martinelli. I would put him as a bench player to come on, impact the game, but I would sell Trossard, get an upgrade on Trossard, get a proper starter, somebody who can light up the Premier League, do crazy things on their own. That's what we're missing. Just a couple more, two more signings, really star quality attackers, and then we're good. But we'd love to know your thoughts, guys. Let me know, what did you think about the game. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel, click on the like button, share this video. But I appreciate you being here. Until next time, bye for now.